Despite the rise of electric and hydrogen-powered transportation, hydrocarbon fuels still have a role, especially for aviation in the form of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF. It will be critical for the aviation industry's goal of achieving net zero CO2 emissions by 2050, with SAF expected to contribute to 2/3 of the required reductions, with SAF costs similar to conventional jet fuel, but with much lower carbon emissions. Fortunately for transportation industries, GEVO plans to meet rising SAF demand by converting carbohydrate feedstocks, such as sustainably grown industrial corn, into renewable fuels using fermentation and chemical processes. Their net zero projects aim to produce energy-dense hydrocarbons with a net zero greenhouse gas footprint, using renewable energy like wind to power production. By going over the scale of GEVO's plans, we can get a clearer understanding of why it will be a complement to other fuel sources and why it's already catching on. GEVO's Net Zero 1, NZ1, is set to be the world's first large-scale net zero alcohol-to-jet production facility located in South Dakota. The project has received a conditional $1.63 billion loan from the U.S. Department of Energy. Earlier in October, the DOE extended the loan's conditional commitment until April 16, 2026, providing time for GEVO and the DOE to assess potential modifications to the project, including the construction of a lower-cost 30 million gallon per year jet fuel facility, ATJ-30, at GEVO's existing North Dakota facility. GEVO's ATJ-60 project could introduce enhancements like utilizing captured CO2 for enhanced oil recovery. GEVO also sees opportunities in converting existing ethanol plants to produce SAF and other renewable hydrocarbon products, provided the plants are decarbonized and carbon capture is integrated. To support these efforts, it's constructing renewable natural gas, RNG facilities, which could serve as a feedstock for its net zero projects. GEVO has already received regulatory approvals to participate in U.S. programs like the Renewable Fuel Standard and California's Low Carbon Fuel Standard. GEVO's vertically integrated approach, along with its proprietary technologies, gives it a competitive advantage by reducing costs and maximizing the value of byproducts like protein and vegetable oil. However, challenges can still arise when scaling production, securing fuel offtake agreements, and managing feedstock costs, which are influenced by factors such as weather, global demand, and government policies. Moreover, fluctuations in petroleum prices and changes in government incentives could impact market demand for renewable fuels. Yet GEVO keeps advancing with the help of partnerships such as its alliance with LG Chem to accelerate sustainable chemical technologies, including its ethanol-to-olefins (ETO) process, which decarbonizes markets for propylene and other chemicals. This partnership supports LG Chem's carbon-neutral growth goal by 2030. GEVO's ETO technology aims to lower production costs for renewable chemicals and fuels, providing a sustainable alternative to fossil fuels. Additionally, GEVO has partnered with Axens to commercialize SAF using the ethanol-to-jet (ETJ) pathway. This collaboration combines GEVO's ETO process with Axens' Jetanol TM technology to reduce production costs, making it competitive with fossil fuels, while also helping commercialize GEVO's ETO technology for bio-based hydrocarbons. When it comes to soybean traceability, Verity Holdings, a subsidiary of GEVO, partnered with Minnesota Soybean Processors, MNSP, to implement Verity's proprietary track-and-trace software to enhance the value of sustainably grown soybeans. This collaboration aims to streamline compliance, improve auditability, and help MNSP access export premiums by documenting the sustainability attributes of soybeans, particularly those derived from regenerative farming practices. The software enables MNSP to verify and communicate sustainability efforts to global buyers, creating value for farmers, processors, and international markets. Verity's digital MRV, Measure, Report, Verify platform, which utilizes distributed ledger technology, provides comprehensive carbon project development and accounting services. This partnership supports both companies in increasing international market opportunities for sustainably certified products. MNSP, which operates a comprehensive soy processing facility in Brewster, Minnesota, includes a soy crush plant, refinery, and biodiesel production plant. This partnership will increase traceability and ensure complete visibility from farm to finished products, allowing MNSP to tap into growing markets that prioritize sustainability. Along similar lines, Frontier Infrastructure partnered with GEVO and its Verity platform to create a carbon management system aimed at helping ethanol producers capture and store CO2 emissions. The collaboration integrates rail transportation, permanent carbon sequestration, and digital tracking services, providing an innovative solution for ethanol facilities to manage their carbon emissions without needing pipeline infrastructure. The system leverages Frontier's Sweetwater Carbon Storage Hub in Wyoming, which includes a Class 6 carbon storage well and nearly 100,000 acres of pore space for CO2 sequestration. The platform works in conjunction with Union Pacific Railroad's CO2 transportation network, enabling ethanol facilities, particularly those located more than 50 miles from pipeline routes, to easily access carbon storage. This is particularly important as 60% of ethanol producers are situated too far from proposed pipeline networks, and the rail-based approach eliminates that barrier. Frontier plans to build the Granger Carbon Terminal, a transload facility connecting rail and truck deliveries to the Sweetwater Hub's injection infrastructure. Phase 1 of the terminal, set to begin operations by 2027, will handle 500,000 metric tons of CO2 annually, with expansion potential to 2 million tons. The project has already secured initial commitments from ethanol producers, including Midwestern Renewable Energy, with the goal to help facilities begin capturing and storing CO2 within 24 months. The carbon management platform aims to serve over 200 ethanol facilities across North America, which collectively produce around 70 million tons of CO2 each year. This system offers a fast, cost-effective solution for ethanol producers to monetize their CO2 emissions and access carbon storage. Aside from expanding fuel production and capturing CO2 for sale, GEVO is working on monetizing carbon dioxide removal (CDR) credits. For example, GEVO and Future Energy Global (FEG) signed a multi-year offtake agreement to facilitate carbon abatement through SAF. Future Energy Global will purchase Scope 1 and Scope 3 emissions credits from 10 million gallons of SAF annually produced at GEVO's ATJ-60 SAF production facility in Lake Preston, South Dakota. The agreement includes a book-and-claim system, allowing airlines to purchase SAF credits even when physical fuel is not available at their airport, simplifying logistics and accelerating SAF adoption. GEVO's first sale of certified carbon dioxide removal credits, CORCs, were from its North Dakota ethanol facility and purchased by a global financial company and are certified under the Puro.Earth standard, ensuring permanence and representing CO2 captured and stored underground. GEVO intends to maximize the value of its carbon abatement efforts by selling these credits separately, or bundling them with ethanol for low-carbon fuel markets. Additionally, GEVO delivered its first CORCs to BioRecro North America as part of a multi-year agreement expected to generate $26 million in revenue over 5 years. Then to save money, GEVO signed an agreement to sell its subsidiary, Agri-Energy LLC, to AE Innovation, LLC for $7 million. The transaction includes an ethanol production facility in Luverne, Minnesota, which has been idle since 2022. GEVO will retain certain isobutanol production assets and part of the land for potential future use. The sale is expected to close by the end of year, subject to financing and customary conditions. The sale will provide GEVO with $2 million in upfront cash and $5 million in future installments, as well as save $3 million annually in costs tied to the idle facility. In Q3, GEVO posted revenue of $43.6 million, a significant increase from $2 million in Q3 2024, and a smaller-than-expected loss of 3 cents per share, beating the forecasted loss of 4 cents. GEVO's adjusted EBITDA improved to $6.6 million, a sharp contrast to the loss of $16.7 million in the same period last year. The North Dakota facility was a major contributor, generating $12.3 million in operational income. Additionally, GEVO produced 17 million gallons of low-carbon ethanol, 46,000 tons of protein and corn oil co-products, and sequestered 42,000 tons of CO2. The quarter ended with $108 million in cash reserves, providing a strong liquidity position. CEO Patrick Gruber emphasized the company's strategy of leveraging carbon as a co-product, which has made its jet fuel cost-competitive in the marketplace. Looking ahead, GEVO plans to deploy ATJ plants in North and South Dakota, with intentions to expand globally. It remains fixated on positioning itself to meet the projected 2.3 billion-gallon annual shortfall in U.S. jet fuel by 2035, addressing the urgent need for SAF in the aviation sector. For more on stocks and crypto, follow Ascencore. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.